Back to Wichita. Police say the man that opened fire on a nightclub in Old Town and was arrested in Arizona Friday is now back. It's awesome to see Kansas on a national scale like that. Now, Kansas universities are getting some cash to stay competitive.
It's hot, I'm sweating, and it's the humidity that's just making it feel even hotter.
The challenge with this, it caused the soil to dry out quicker because the conditions have been hotter than normal. This meant the crop couldn't come through the soil. This has been the daily reality for those firefighters out battling blazes nearly every day in Idaho. Taylor, every now and again here in Kansas, we get into a tornado situation similar to this.
Look at this piece of ice. It's about an inch thick. This is what the kids fell through.
Now that the bill has been introduced, it's up to the Senate Tax Committee to make amendments. And late but not forgotten, a year after she was named the National Teacher of the Year, one Kansan was honored in Washington, D.C.
Having a baby in any circumstance can be stressful. Imagine having to do that in your front yard.
Jeff, we're talking about drones. The one here at Evergy, it's like the Tesla of drones.
The weight of this event carries heavier than some of these big fish. The reason why, all the funds go back into the community.
You mentioned you were hungry earlier. It's National Cheese Curd Day.
I'm not gonna lie. What is a cheese curd?
Deep fried cheese, basically. Morning, I'm Hunter Funk. Coming up, a cultural icon has passed away. We'll take a look back at the life of John Madden, plus turbulent times to travel during one of the busiest weeks of the year. One reason is COVID. We'll get to that in a bit, but another problem. This. You can see right here, winter is certainly here a little late, but it has arrived in a big way to parts of the country. Snow has blanketed Northern California, Washington, the Dakotas, and more. Now bringing in Ronell Williams.
Yeah.
We've seen a little bit of a chill, but not necessarily that winter snow yet.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Ronell. Now be sure to download our Storm Track 3 weather app. It's free, and we'll keep you weather aware. Now, the pockets of wintry weather and an Omicron-driven surge in cases has triggered a wave of flight cancellations across the U.S. It's during one of the year's busiest travel periods. More than 1,200 flights were called off Tuesday, according to the flight tracking website FlightAware. That's after 1,400 flights were canceled on Monday. On Saturday and Sunday of Christmas weekend, 2,300 U.S. flights were canceled. As of now, Wichita Eisenhower National Airport is not impacted. The winter weather blast with record snowfall in some areas is disrupting travel plans for millions. But as Steve Patterson shows us, there is a bright side for some. And while the weather is one factor in those cancellations, another factor, a surge in COVID cases brought on by the Omicron variant and airline staffing shortages due to illness and quarantine guidelines. The CDC cut its quarantine guidelines from 10 to 5 days. It's to help reduce some of the stress on the workforce. The CDC reports a record 441,000 new cases Monday, lifting the rolling 7-day average to 240,000. More than 1,600 people were added to the death toll Monday. Here in Kansas, 389 new cases added to the Kansas Department of Health's tally Monday. The last reported death was December 23rd, 2 people. Nearly 700 adult patients are currently hospitalized in Kansas medical centers. The coronavirus surge is breaking new records this week, and the impact can be seen in hospitals, airports, and testing sites across the country. There will be a White House team briefing later today. NBC's Liz McLaughlin reports from Washington. And coming up on Today, the CDC director will try to straighten out some confusion. The CDC announced that it was Delta and not the Omicron variant that was driving this most recent surge. She'll explain and tell you what you need to know about new guidelines coming up on Today. Legendary NFL broadcaster and Super Bowl winning coach John Madden has died, shaking the NFL world. Madden was 85 years old. Tributes are rolling in from current and former NFL stars, celebrities, and millions more he touched in his 50-year career around the game he loved. Hall of Famer and broadcaster Troy Aikman tweeting, "John Madden was a treasure. He was a gift, and he was an incredible friend. R.I.P. John." And Kansas City's Patrick Mahomes offering his condolences, tweeting, "Rest in peace to a legend. Prayers to the Madden family," with a prayer emoji. Here's NBC's Dan Scheneman. Madden's broadcasting partner of 7 years, Al Michaels, and Sunday Night Football's Chris Collinsworth will be talking about the impact Madden will forever have on the sport. That's coming up on Today. We'll be right back.
They found his vehicle, and he is gone.
December 15th, the day the dust storms and large fire broke out in and around Ellis County, Derek Kelly was leaving from Hayes.
He said, you know, go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and go to my dad's house, which is in Natoma. He goes, but the highway is shut down, so I'm going to be taking dirt roads.
Fiancée Tabitha Russell says Kelly thought it'd be safer than heading into the storm towards her home. At 4:09, this was the last photo he sent her on his way there. The next night, she says she prayed he would return home.
I had a dream that his car was on fire and he was gone, and I woke up this morning and I just knew. I knew that something had happened.
Soon after that, she says she had another vision.
He was like, just be positive, babe, just be positive. Like, it's gonna be a good day, don't worry. And it was like he came to me and he was telling me, like, I'm okay, you know, and I want you to be okay. Just know that I'm okay.
She says knowing Kelly's gone leaves her lost, but is thankful he was found and for the people that stepped in to help.
Just pray for us, please.
13 years ago, when I started at the Air Force Academy, I hated every day of it.
But he says he had one person rooting for him.
The one thing that was true that entire time was my dad would always support me. He would always send me letters and just tell me to never give up, because he knew what I would give up if I didn't make it, and what I would be afforded after.
Nearly a decade later, still serving, Travis Decker says he got news he never wanted to hear.
And I get a call that my dad's in ICU, and it resulted in stage 4 brain cancer.
His father, Don, has made it 11 months since the diagnosis. Doctors now expect he only has a few weeks left to live, which makes this moment.
It gives me a great honor to be the first to introduce Major Travis Deckert.
Extra special for Travis.
I want to say thank you, Dad, for supporting me during that entire time and throughout the rest of my career.
And for Don.
I'm very proud of it.
While Travis says it's a bittersweet moment.
Thanks, Dad.
This memory is one he'll be able to hold on to forever.
Congratulations, Travis.
Truly an honor to have this with him present. Thank you. I love you.
San Antonio, Texas. It's known for its Riverwalk and the Alamo. Population 1.4 million. This city may be 3 times larger than Sedgwick County, but roughly 20 years ago, they were facing the same challenges South Central Kansas is today. They were able to turn it around, and now Kansas leaders are looking to do the same. In the early 2000s, San Antonio had a growing homeless population.
Encampments were starting to grow.
The jail in Bexar County was at capacity and considering an expansion.
They brought in an expert that said you need to build another 1,000 beds onto the county jail.
And there was a lack of mental health services.
Why are we waiting for them to be in crisis? There's a lot of homeless people that aren't in crisis.
In 2006, community leaders started investigating new ways to address the issues, along with Bill Greehey, philanthropist and CEO of the gas company Valero. They researched 200 different homeless shelters and the root causes of homelessness.
We really don't address the root causes of their homelessness, which is mental illness and addiction.
Greehey led the fundraising effort and helped found Haven for Hope in 2010.
He doesn't want to give you a handout. He's a businessman. He wants to give you a hand up.
The more than $100 million one-stop shop was built with 60% private funding and is located just 1 mile from downtown San Antonio.
This was a vision. There happened to be acreage in a really great location that honestly was full of abandoned warehouses where folks already were who needed services.
The 37-acre campus includes a coalition of nearly 70 separate organizations.
Their own organization with their own mission, their own funding, their own boards. They choose to be here to serve our clients.
There are 2 main parts, the transformational campus and the indoor-outdoor courtyard. Many clients start in the courtyard, a safe space to sleep. They receive basic services, including meals, showers, medical, and mental health care.
We believe that housing is not something you earn. It's a right for everyone, but it looks different for everyone, and we do that here.
The transformational campus provides stable housing, nearly 1,000 beds in 3 dorms, men's, women's, and family. Clients must agree to a 90-day treatment program, an individualized plan that can focus on job training, case management, mental health counseling, and substance use classes. The facility also has a daycare, classes for kids.
They do really great art.
And a shelter for pets.
Yes, Mama. The average time here is about 4.5 months.
That time gives people an opportunity to get back on their feet and address their individual challenges. According to Haven for Hope, in the last 11 years, more than 5,000 clients found permanent housing. And after 1 year, 89% of people that left the program with a housing placement did not return to homelessness. Now, just across the street is the Restoration Center. Leon Evans is the man behind this mental health initiative.
We started with no money, no vision, no nothing.
It began in 2007 as a detox center, a place for police to bring those arrested for public intoxication. And later, it evolved into a facility providing psychiatric care, substance use services, and general health care. There were 16 beds in the 24-hour crisis unit, a 28-bed detox unit, and a 16-bed sobering unit. Since 2008, more than 50,000 people received help through the center. The county also reports that between 2007 and 2020, jail bookings dropped by half. And while there are still challenges to overcome,
Addressing chronic homelessness is a high priority.
there have been many successes that are helping the community learn and grow stronger. The model in San Antonio is inspiring leaders here in Sedgwick County. They're not trying to take what Texas has and mirror it. They're trying to take the lessons that they learned and bring it back here to Wichita before we build our own facility. Now, there's still a lot of challenges ahead, from funding to location and staffing. And Haven for Hope says their option is still not a perfect solution. Still, the nearly 20 years San Antonio has spent changing the landscape of their downtown provides guidance for Wichita's future. Here for you, Hunter Funk, KSN News 3.